you know, and I try to be humble about it. I don't talk much. So they're like, oh, you must be from New York. I say, no, Canada. And they just, well, I usually say Texas.
I was going to say New Jersey.
Nah.
My neighbor's across the street from New Jersey, and boy, you can tell.
Close enough, though. Close enough. I was only a bridge away. It's funny. Some people will say, oh, you're from Boston. I'm like, no, New York. No, you have a Boston accent. I'm like, no. You ever seen they're like, well, what's the difference? I'm like, watch Departed and watch Goodfellas.
Goodfellas, yeah. That's what I was suggesting.
Two different accents.
Especially because Goodfellas is a Christmas movie, so you'll be all right.
It is.
I think we made it live, guys. I think we're on.
We did.
Yeah.
All right, John, let's kick us off.
We're live.
I'm just quickly sharing out the links and then I'll get it started.
I need a Santa hat.
John, just go ahead. It's fine. Like I said, if it's out there, we're all right. And Chris Kringle's sharing the screen, so.
I try to be humble about it. I don't talk much.
All right.
Cool. All right, let's get this ball rolling here.
Hello again, everybody, and welcome to our second NLBMART Holiday Campaign webcast. This evening we have 6 very special guests and 1 ultra VIP guest with us this evening. First off, I'm John McKellar of Ball Caps and Bagpipes.
And I'm Jason Durr. I'm the owner of Barrett Classics and the other half of Ball Caps and Bagpipes.
Jason, we have 6 baseball card artists who are involved with the NLBMART community on the show. Let's go around the horn and introduce everyone. We have returning to the show from Heavy J Studios, Jason Schwartz.
Hey, right on. What's up, everybody? I am Jason Schwartz, Heavy J Studios. I make the glitter cards that some of you have seen to raise money for good organizations like the Josh Gibson Foundation.
It's awesome to have you back on the show. Thanks for joining us again, Heavy J.
Pleasure.
Yep, we still have my card right here. It's still up here. It's in the wall.
Oh, perfect.
Made the Wall of Fame.
You're in the Collectors Club. Outstanding.
My Thurman Munson's over in my bookcase somewhere. Moving further along, we have Josh Trout back with us. Thanks for joining us again, Josh. Say hi.
Yes, thanks for having me. I know this is a sports card show. What I had to offer was just some prints that I had done before earlier this fall. I didn't have time to do anything else for this round. I'm too knee deep in actually my Topps baseball work, so that's how I'm kind of tied in with this. I do a lot of work for Topps baseball and doing original works.
Exciting news! Your Johnny Bench box topper made it over to the UK.
Yeah, dude, that's awesome. I love seeing people posting when they pull the originals.
Oh, that's gotta be cool. Did people ever reach out to you and ask questions about it?
Yep, there's a guy in Nebraska that pulled my Ichiro last year. I know the Kershaw, which was a real big favorite of Topps, actually got pulled. A couple other ones, the Willie Mays, I think that's actually still out on eBay for an absurd amount. But other than that, I haven't really seen other ones, but it's awesome when people contact me about that stuff.
Now, also joining us this evening, we have Chris. Is it Chris Kringle?
All right.
You're not a baseball card artist. We have over in Germany, we have Mike Jamphy. Is that the correct way of pronouncing it?
Yeah, that's correct. Mike Jamphy, aka MG13. That's my artist name I'm known for. And yeah, I create trading cards as well. I'm living in Hamburg and been stepping into the game for a while now and trying to go further and further and further. And I'm actually coming from the basketball world, but kind of relating to baseball right now too. And right now for auction, I have those beauties, the Satchel Page, NLBM Art trading card, limited to 5, still 4 available. And I'm also having those beauties, Jackie Robinson.
Very cool.
Limited to 5, still 4 available. So on EMGE 13, you can take part in the auctions and support the whole movement, and also at least 20% of the earnings will go to the families of the players and the Negro Leagues Baseball Museum.
Nice one. I'll have to talk to you after this is over so I can get a Gary Payton and Sean Kemp card.
Oh yeah, that's great. That's great. Two of my
Mike,
favorites too, all-time classics.
Mike, where do you sell those? Like, where would I find one of those?
On my profile, EMGE.
Oh, okay.
Third,
Just
yeah, on my Instagram profile. So
Perfect.
just I think it's the third last post. There I started the auctions, and I explained the whole thing. Like, you just have to post what you want to buy it for. I said, like, we start at $100. So yeah, just post your bid and your the name of the card, because they're all numbered. I have like small special cards to it, so you can see, like, for example, Jackie Robinson is always JR 1/5, and the same for such a page.
Cool.
So yeah,
We'll post everyone's links after the show as well, so you make sure we get it there. So don't worry about it.
awesome.
So how do we bid? How do we bid if it's going to be a trade?
I think you have to
I
post a
bid-
picture of what you're trading for it. That's what it is.
Yeah. Like Heavy J and I will bid in trades.
While he's talking, we have Dan Bounfield back on the show, everyone.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to hijack the turn order. How's it going? I couldn't find a Santa hat, so I found a Christmas-themed Boise Hawks hat. If anyone likes minor league baseball.
So,
Thanks for coming back with us, Dan. It's a pleasure to have you back on the show. Of course, third Dan Art. We will move quickly along the other two fellas we have here before we get started. We've got Bill Cormalis Jr. next up.
Hi, guys.
so
Hi, Bill. Thank you for joining us,
before we
man.
started, did you find the card?
Oh, dude, check this out. Okay. So before I show you the one I'm giving away, these are from, can you see this? Okay. All right, here we go. Can you see this? That looks like a legit card, right? I mean, look at that. But that's a magazine clip on top of a duplicate Will Clark card made in 1991. Okay.
ooh.
That's beginning stages of card art, dude. Check out this one. Looks like
Wow.
a card you got in the back, but you might be able to see the glue underneath the paper. But that's, you know, dabbling in it when I was a kid. Now up to 2020. That's what I'm giving away, guys. Can you see that?
Yep.
That's a Griffey. Got a stick of bubble gum, 35-year-old, and that's that. So thanks for having me on, guys.
Thanks so much for joining us, Bill. Last but not least, we have Nick Bernard, the show.
Hey guys, thanks for having me. I really appreciate being here. Joining with a bunch of good artists. A little bit about myself. I'm in Phoenix right now. Conceptual artist, just upcycling sports cards, turning sports cards into sports card art. You can see all my stuff at sportscardart.com. I'm on Instagram, 1NB Visual. Let me see what I got over here. For the giveaway, I got a little Jim Rice. All right. And why I chose this one is just because, in honor of the potential new name, the MVP to Josh Gibson, I wanted to choose someone who was a former MVP. So Jim Rice, 16 seasons with the Red Sox. Even though I'm a Yankee fan, I did learn a lot about him. So I named this one 16 Seasons. So this one we'll give this one away. And then I also have one in the works right now. Finishing it up, stick with my just made. All right, little glimpse of final touches on it. But this one here will be for sale. And I'm going to have the proceeds go to the Negro League, of course, and also Cece's charity pitching. So yeah, looking forward to it.
I have to say, the shirt is awesome. I'm loving the shirt.
Appreciate it. I think of Bo. I think of Bo right away. As soon as I see it, so yeah, I appreciate it. I had actually a fan. One thing about this hobby is the open arm welcomeness that you get from everybody. This was actually a gift from somebody. So
That's
I
awesome.
told them, I said, the first time I'm actually able to wear it to show the world, I'm gonna wear it to show the world. So yeah,
Amazing.
appreciate that.
Thanks so much for joining us, Nick, on the show. It's a pleasure to meet you finally.
Likewise. Thanks for having me.
Now, guys, we have 6 of you on tonight, so we're going to have just a few questions that we're going to go through. It's going to be the same as last week. We'll go from question to question around the group. In between questions, Mr. Kringle over there is going to do a few giveaways. I know a few of you have been running those on Twitter, and Santa Claus over here has a Wheel of Fortune he's even going to spin, and we're going to find out who the winners are live on the show. So if you're watching and you've entered, then you might find out that you've won as we do. So it's quite exciting. The first question we have for you this evening is, how and when did you start collecting baseball cards? We'll start with you, Heavy J.
Yeah, right on. I would date it back to 1978. You know, I bought my first pack the year before, but it was just one pack, and I thought it was cool. But 78, full on obsession. So yeah, I will date it back that far. Like a lot of guys my age, I took a break somewhere in the middle, and I've been back since about 2014 doing it all over again.
Awesome. And Josh, let's go around to you next. When did you start collecting baseball cards, and how did you get into it?
I was probably 7 or 8, because it would have been right around when Bo Jackson started playing. I was a big Bo fan. I grabbed
That's awesome.
that Bo when he said the future stars. I had so many Bo Jackson cards. I actually went through some of them and found a couple dimensional card art Bo Jackson cards that I had. So I pulled those out. So I might show those off here. And I collected and pretty much until Bo got hurt, which wasn't very long. Collected a little bit after that, mainly rookie cards, just focused on a ton of rookies. It was, I mean, I still have all my cards. I don't collect anymore, but getting back in with Topps and doing the artwork on the sketch cards, that's been kind of, I mean, it's combined my two loves, so it's been great.
Same question.
About it. Work on the sketch cards, that's been kind of, I mean, it's combined my two loves.
Oh, you're getting the feedback from the live show.
Like, who's that guy?
that guy's copying you, Josh. Mike, how did you begin collecting baseball cards? I know you've mentioned already that you came at this from the basketball world. How long have you been a baseball fan? Would probably be a better question to ask you.
Oh, pun. I got caught up. Yeah. I've been collecting since 1969, I think. 96, sorry. And I started with Upper Deck because those were the first available trading cards, as far as I know, at that time in Germany. And there was a small shop right around the corner where I was living at and where I was going to school. And we picked up some cards there all the time, like some packs, and opened it up. And that's when I got fired up with trading cards. And then we discovered, oh, there are some more shops. They also sell the American versions of trading cards. And then we picked them up and opened them up and started collecting right at that time when Kobe Bryant came into the league. So unfortunately, I didn't pick a lot of Kobe Bryant rookie cards, but a few. And yeah, then I think I stopped collecting when I went to the university. I think it was around 4 or 5 years later. And yeah, then since 2015, I got back into collecting and kind of got inspired through Russell Westbrook while watching NBA. I think 2014 I started watching NBA again because I did a huge break in sports too, and I was so fascinated by his athleticism, and I got back into trading cards. And right now I'm at a point where I would like to collect all types of cards, even comic cards, baseball cards, football cards, basketball, whatever. But I have to take it slow. but I guess everybody knows what I'm talking about.
Absolutely.
My co-host over there, as you can see, is quite the addict. Bill, when did you start collecting baseball cards?
1988. As a Dodger fan, I fell in love with Will Clark, and he was the enemy on the Giants. So that was kind of weird. But yeah, 1988, and then I collected to like 1992, and then just dead stopped when I was 18 years old. And in 2016, I started up again, and it was pretty cool because there was a whole world of cards I hadn't seen or collected, and I just started back up with Will Clark, and yeah, kind of that. Yeah, Will Clark is the #1 guy for me.
Yeah, I saw that you're the super fan of there. So I had to think, because I was a McGuire fan and had a buddy who was a Clark fan, and we used to argue who was better constantly.
Yeah, that was a tough one, but you know, I guess it depended on it's just a personal preference.
I said when my play growing up, everyone said I swing like Will Clark, and it drove me insane. Like, no, I want to be like McGuire.
Yeah.
Let's go around everyone and get their opinions on this. Heavy J, McGuire or Clark?
Oh man. So I was a Dodger fan. I rooted against the A's and the Giants. You know, if I had to pick the better player, I would go with Will Clark. Only because McGuire, I think, didn't play completely clean. I think Will Clark probably
McGuire's on the naughty list.
But I was gonna say, if I had to go with first baseman of the era, #1, Steady Eddie Murray, #2, Don Mattingly, and then those two guys can duke it out for the bronze medal.
Right. Josh, Mark McGuire or Will Clark?
I mean, I don't have all the inside information on player, what they were as a player. I know when I was paying attention, McGuire was more influential to me, just because I saw him with the Bash Brothers a little bit, and then especially with the Cardinals, that's when I really started kind of paying more attention. When I was a kid, I just collected cards and I just wanted everything Bo Jackson. I didn't care about anybody else.
Santa here has made his feelings on the matter quite clear. Mike, McGuire or Clark?
I would say same reason for Josh. Just McGuire was more influential. Big Mac attack. And it's funny that we're talking about Clark and you mentioned Mattingly. I just read the other day that there was supposed to be a Clark Mattingly trade. So if that took place, then maybe because I'm a Mattingly guy. So maybe that would have been easy for me to say Clark.
Yeah, that was on Bill posted that actually.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he posted
that.
that.
All right, credit Bill for that. Breaking the news first.
Yeah, 30 years later.
And Bounfield, it's down to you. McGuire or Clark?
Yes, me.
No, he's asking Dan. Dan, what do you think?
Oh, sorry, I didn't hear you. All right, here, Ollie. Sorry. Totally Will Clark. As a super Dodgers fan, but Will Clark was incredible. I don't know. I had such a I just loved him so much. In fact, you should ask Bill to show the blasphemous card I made.
I saw that one. That was a good one.
If he hasn't
So what we have you on, Dan, when did you start collecting?
I started collecting in '87. So '87 Topps was my that was my go-to card. I collected so much of '87 Topps that to me that's just the ugliest design. So I can't see. I don't know. People love '87 Topps, but I do not. In fact, my son loves '87 Topps. So,
Jason, you have quite the affinity for '87 Topps, don't you?
Well, I did eat a lot of gum during the whole thing there. You guys all liked 87 Topps and opened those up. I think I ate like 16 sticks of 87 Topps gum. So thankfully, I don't have any Topps in my collection right now. So that means no gum to eat.
No, Nick, I don't think we got around to you. How and when did you start collecting baseball cards?
For me, it was early 90s. It was easy for me because in Brooklyn, my uncle had a card store. So, and there weren't many. So, every day it was just go hang out at the card store. And, like many, you get that age where, okay, other things come into your life, women, for example. So you put the cards down and you look towards the women, but sports is always there, right? And then as, years progress, the cards just, they naturally come back like everything else does. And it's funny with cards, what came first, the card or the art, right? Because we all, have a common interest, right, in sports cards, and we're all sports card artists or sports artists for that matter. And what are cards? They're pictures of these athletes, right? And who took that picture? A photographer. And who's that? An artist. So, what came first, the card or the art? So, but for me, yeah, it was early 90s. It was easy. My uncle had that card store, and, it was just a thing to do. Cards, never really a comic guy. It was always, sports first. So I could tell you who was on the Yankees. I couldn't tell you who was in the X-Men. But yeah, that's me, early 90s.
See, it's interesting you mentioned that because it was Jimmy Parker from Beauty of a Game who turned me on as baseball cards as art. And that was a couple of years ago. And like you said, it was like, for me, it was like, I'm just collecting all the rookie cards I could, where now like I'm older, I can look at it and I can appreciate the design. And as you guys are all card designers, you go, oh yeah, there's definitely some iconic card backgrounds I can use that that absolutely worked. Before it was just like, man, 86 Topps sucks. There is nothing in there. It's worthwhile.
Right on. Yeah, it's true. It's very true.
So guys, just as a follow-up, I have very few baseball cards, but I do have a favourite. It would be this one, which Jason Schwartz will recognise pretty well.
Yes, Thurman Munson.
Do you have a favourite card, and if so, which one is it?
Oh, do you want to jump? Santa wants to jump in before we get going.
What do you want to hear from me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we were going to do this first, Jason.
Well, we've got a few things to give away, so.
I have three planned.
All right, John, go for it. You got to follow up.
There, fourfold breaker. Heavy G, what's your favorite baseball card?
Shoot, man. I've got, you could ask me any day of the week, I'd have a different answer, but a card, Nick was talking about art, man. 1952 Bowman, Roy Campanella. Look it up. It is just gorgeous. You've got the outfield advertisements. It's not a photograph, right? But it's just a beautiful drawing of just one of the greats of the game, and everything about it. The sky is just perfect. It's probably one of the most picturesque cards that exists, and being a Dodgers fan and a Campanella fan, it just has everything.
Not only that, I want to know which series of cards is the worst. 86 Topps. We know Dan doesn't like 87 Topps, but there's gonna be a set out there. You go, man, that's just plain ugly.
Shoot, I am gonna sound like one of these stay off my lawn guys. What I'm gonna say, and I couldn't even, like, the years all blur, but a lot of stuff from the last 15 years, I can't even read the player's name, and I got to put sunglasses on to block the shine. Now, I know that's hypocritical, being a glitter card guy, that like I see the shine and I'm like, no, man. But yeah, I got to admit, I'm not in love with a lot of the more modern stuff. In terms of things back in my day, I think 86 Topps is one that I'm not crazy about. But I've got a lot of friends who love it. So, respect.
Josh Trout, what's your favorite baseball card?
Well, I pulled a couple of the cards, but a lot of them are obviously going to be Bo. That 80 rookie Bo, it was one of my favorites. But for some reason, my Griffey rookie is one of my favorites, and I have the whole 89 Upper Deck set, and then I have a couple extra Griffeys. It was just such an iconic kind of set and card during that time that I just loved. So, but I have so many Bo Jackson cards that I've loved over the years, and I still go into my cabinet and look at all of them, and then I close it up and then walk away because I'm like, I do not want to go down that road of buying cards again right now.
Now, this guy knows Bo.
Yeah, it's funny because I just picked up his 86 Topps today, so
I'll show you this. This is one card that I found. This is a dimensional card.
Ooh, nice. That's
so
nice.
Yeah. So I actually have two of them. So I have a football one. But yeah, I was going through my cards looking for tonight, and I was like, holy crap, I had no idea I had these. But
really dope.
Yeah, I thought I'd show those.
Who produced them?
It says Dime Sports Magazine.
Okay, cool.
The back.
That was just before.
Oh.
Awesome.
Right. Cool.
Yeah, kind of neat.
Same question to you. What's the worst set you can think of?
Oh, worst? Oh,
You want some time to come back on that?
yeah, I don't know, man.
Let's move on to Mike Jamfee. Mike, what's your favorite baseball card?
Or basketball card, any card you got, sports card.
What's your favorite sports card?
Yeah. I can't. It's hard for me to name any because I'm super enthusiastic about cards that catch my eyes. I found a few cards from my early collecting days, and this is a card I really think is super beautiful. It's a Flea Metal Universe, and yeah, they had those awesome background designs, kind of Marvelish, and I love those cards.
Those remind me a lot of 1990-91 Skybox.
Oh yeah, those are nice too. And I have some more of those cards here from the metal era, who kind of made a huge impact in basketball trading card, and the basketball trading card were when the Green Metal Universe Jordan got sold for, I don't know, I think $1.2 million. I don't know. Got bought by the guy that bought the PSA Empire right now, Nat Turner. I don't know if you heard about him. Mm-hmm. And yeah, those cards to me, they are super iconic, and it's like when I look at them, I become happy because I remember my early days and all the memories. I think that's what makes the whole thing so beautiful. You touch the cards, you find it, and automatically there's this impulse of happiness, and like it's you're traveling back in time to that time when you was a teenager and everything was new. It was discovering the world and stuff, and yeah, those are some of my cards. And I also have like this is a simple card, a Fleer Michael Jordan card, and I think that for me as a designer right now, this is a super simple way to design a background, but somehow this card catches me. I love it, and yes, it's iconic to me too. And the worst cards to me, I gotta go with the newer Chronicles. There are some cards in there, they look terrible to me. I forgot the name. I think it's called Playbook. I'm not sure, but they have like a grayish frame that looks kind of super cheap, and I don't feel those cards at all. So yeah, those are my worst cards. I think the only ones I can think of.
Fair enough.
Bill Cormalis Jr., what is your favorite baseball card? I think you're on mute, buddy.
Maybe 87 Fleer Will Clark. That's my guess.
That's the one. Because when I was a kid, that was Will Clark was hot. That card was worth a little bit of money, and I had to save up like my birthday and Christmas money to get that one card, you know. So yeah, I still have it. It's in there. But yeah, that was basically the upper crust me. And then worst cards are like a lot of that early 90s stuff is terrible, man. Okay, for instance, like these two right here, that's garbage to me, but I don't know, maybe you like it, but any of that early 90s stuff looked just really generic to me.
No, I was gonna say my votes for 91 Fleer is just terrible, and same with 91 Donruss.
Terrible.
I'm with Bill. Some of those scorecards were just terrible.
Dude,
they were cheap. You buy them cheap.
And they were cheap. It was like 50 cents a pack or something. Yeah.
Nick Bernard, what's your favorite baseball card? You're on mute.
The problem's to Zoom. My favorite one's going to be easy. It's going to be Stan Mattingly, of course, a nice classic one, right? 1984 rookie. And I'm going to be a little bit different with my answer. What's my most hated card, or what's the cards I don't like the most? It's not going to be a year. It's just going to be ones like this. The center. Come on, look at that. That's my pet peeve.
Dan Baumfeld, he's on the move. What's your favorite baseball card?
I was on the move. I'm going to go super cheesy, and I'm going to say some of my favorite baseball cards are all the cards that people in this room have made me.
Aw.
Good answer.
I got a donuts card of my kids that Bill made me. Amazing. I won a sweet Cody Bellinger from Nick.
Nice.
So good. And I got a Heavy J glitter Jackie Robinson. So good. I got a ton of other stuff that's amazing. But yeah, I've been building card shelves just so I can hold all these amazing card art pieces I get from other artists. So yeah, if I didn't mention your card, that doesn't mean I don't love it, but those are the ones that stood out for me.
Awesome, Dan. Now, speaking of amazing cards, we have a giveaway this evening.
We do.
King of the Segway strikes again, Jason.
There you go.
Santa Claus, would you like to share your screen and spin that wheel, and we'll do the first couple of giveaway winners?
Do I get to share my favorite card first?
Santa Claus,
You have one of those. The Santa Claus rookie.
All-time MVP.
You're not even real.
Yeah, no, they came in like 91. Oh man, I can't remember what it was. Yeah, I remember those.
Pro set. It's
Pro
football
Pro
set.
set, yes.
Dude,
Okay, we're gonna give away a custom Heavy J Studios Ricky Henderson baseball card art right now. Are you ready?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
The wheel. You see the wheel?
You can't
No,
see the wheel. Oh, you
Oh,
can
yeah.
see the wheel now.
Spin it.
Okay. Gaetan Alibert.
You know him?
I do, yeah, he's in France.
Well, there you go.
Oh, sorry, that should be
Oh,
Gaetan Alibert then, in that case.
right on. I got to get some extra stamps, but I'm on it.
Congrats, Gaetan Alibert.
Congratulations, Gaetan.
congrats.
Would you like to spin the wheel for the second giveaway prize just now then?
You want to go back to back?
Yeah, we'll do the first two just now.
Okay, let's see what else we got. Next up, a Willie Mays stainless steel money clip made with an Allen and Ginter card from Curveball Keepsakes.
By some guy called Tad. Santa,
Never
is he on the
heard
night? Is he on the naughty list, or is he on?
He must be the naughty list. He's not here.
Never heard of him. Okay, here, let's spin the wheel. Nick Osberg.
_
Yeah.
Osberg.
Nice.
Who's writing these down?
I am.
Is that one of Nick Bernard's burner accounts?
Hey, Jamfi over there looked quite happy to see that name. I think it might be one of his.
Might be the only one without a burner account. I got to get one of these.
Just want to read out a couple of comments. There's been quite a few comments on the stream so far, so we'll get back to the questions very shortly. First off, we have Anthony Muscarella on Facebook. He says, "Hi guys, thanks for doing this." It turns out it's not Anthony; it's Anthony's sister Donna. Thank you so much for joining us, Donna. Anthony or Donna has said your prints are awesome, Josh. So Josh, you're getting some love from those guys. Also says, "Hey Jason." I don't know which Jason. So we'll assume it's both
Definitely not
Jasons.
me. It's definitely yours.
Fan of the show, Jerry Williams. Friend of the show, rather, Jerry Williams is in the house. He says, "What's up, guys? Thanks for joining us, Jerry. Always a pleasure." Stephen Loudon, who, when we did the October campaign, was pretty much with us all the way, says, "Good evening, everyone. Hope you're all well. Season's greetings and stay safe." Right back at you, Stephen. Anthony's sister says, "Yay, Dan. Dan is on the move again, I think." I'm reading the... No, he's back. I'm reading the Facebook stream, so I'm a wee bit behind. Love how Dan always has an appropriate minor league baseball hat. Sergio Santos, legend and friend of the show, is Team Clark. You'll be happy to know, Bill. Great take, Nick, says Donna. I'm not sure what take that is. We should probably be reading these as we go. But some love for Thurman Munson, which is great. Jason, a guy called Jason A. Schwartz is watching the stream evidently and says, "What's up, Donna?" Right, so let's get back to it. How long, guys, have you been making baseball card art, and what inspired you to start? Now, this time I think we'll start with Nick Bernard.
Right, great question. Definitely, like many, I would say it was Topps Project 2020 that inspired me to put pen to paper in a sense. You know, I heard a quote one time. There's people that say, yeah, I could do that. And then there's people that say, yeah, but you didn't. So I saw people doing it and I said, you know what? Yeah, I could do that. You know? So yeah, that was definitely the inspiration. And, you know, just the artists, that what they brought to the table, some of them brought a lot. And it was definitely inspiring for sure.
So you're collecting the Project 2020 or just inspired by it? Nick? Oh, did I go out?
Repeat that?
Nick, yeah, I was asking, are you
I'm here.
collecting Project 2020 or you're just inspired by the art?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, definitely collecting it. Collecting it, representing it. Some of the artists that I really was inspired by, one right off the jump, Joshua Vidas. Not, you know, what he does outside of the project, he just brings perspective to the table, and, you know, it makes you really think about what you want to put into your work. So that's definitely one of the artists. I mean, all 20 of them were great. You know, some hit home a little bit more than others. But yeah, definitely Joshua Vidas was one of those guys who, outside of the project, just his work alone is real dope. And then what he put on the cards, you know, it's about perspective. You look at his card and you just think, you know, it's a Sharpie to it. But then when you hold it in hand and you see it, it's not just a Sharpie to it, right? You know, we could all agree. So yeah, for sure. Him, a lot of others too.
All right, one more before we go to the next guy. I want to know, which was your favorite Manley out of the set?
That's a good one. That's a real good one. You know, you could ask me on a different day. I'll give you a different answer. But since you're asking me right now, shit, I'm going to say Blake Jameson's Mattingly was pretty tight because he kind of flipped the script. You know, I mean, in comparison to, you know, this being here, he did this here and this there, you know, and it just makes you think like, wow, you know, it doesn't have to be what everybody else does, you know, do your own thing. So for sure, his card's one of the nicest ones. You know, I may tell you, you know, you take Sif's and you take Fucci's Mattingly, put them together, you know, they blend real well. You know, then you have, you know, Joshua Vidas you know, that one's real tough too. In hand, it pops. I mean, all 20 cards were real dope. But yeah, Blake Jameson's is up there. Joshua Vidas is up there. Gregory Sif is up there. You know, and then you have some that, you know, like Don C's, right? Many might not like it, you know, what type of artist to it. Many people ask, but I look at it and it hits home, right? You know, you have, you know, the love. So, you know, put New York, you got the coffee mug, you got the taxi, you know, that stuff that, you know, that hits home if you're a New Yorker. So it really depends on what mood I'm in is going to be, you know, what card I'm really feeling the most.
Great. So next time we talk to you, we're going to see the Don Mattingly say behind you, all your 2020 cards.
Yeah, you know it.
Awesome.
Dan Bounfeld, how long have you been making baseball card art, and what inspired you to start?
Turns out I had some cards I made like 5 years ago, but they were like I think my kids and I just took a bunch of cards to a coffee shop. Remember when you could go to coffee shops and hang out? I love
how you switched hats as well.
I switched someone to the minor league hat, so I had to put on a new awesome, I don't even know what team this is, but it was the Copa. Anyway, but basically, mostly since Project 2020 and the start of COVID, I was just sitting around on my couch getting fat, and I was like, I need a better, you know, like Nick said, I think you got to do something with this. You got all this time, and you're like, when am I going to look back at all that free time I had and be like, oh, I wasted a year of my life, or you'd be like, I can do something. So yeah, I was inspired by Project 2020 and all the free time with COVID, and then getting back into baseball cards with my kids. There's one of them sitting there on the couch.
Right.
That's actually Cactus Cactus, but he's not supposed to be on the internet yet because he's too young. So yeah. And then your next question, John, is Project 2020. I've been collecting like a fiend. I have like 4 boxes so far of them. And I think a few of my favorite artists, there's so many good artists, but I love Ermsey. I don't care what people say. I love Fucci, like Matt Taylor, Blake Jameson, Sophia Chang. In fact, I just got the old Manolan, Ichiro.
No foil though, unfortunately.
No foil. Yeah, and Matt Taylor, Ichiro, just incredible. But I'm with you. Like Vidas' work is so underappreciated. Like once you get them in hand, they're incredible. But I think Topps missed the boat on marketing them well, as well as making foil. Like that Don C. Frank Thomas gold card. I think we've all complained that should have been gold foil.
Yeah. No, it's interesting because my collection of top 20 cards is boxed like yours.
I know. I'm like, how do I fucking display all these? Like, is this just gonna take up like a room of my house to try to? Oh, sorry for dropping F-bombs on that.
That's all good. It's all good.
That's all right.
Family shows. It's all good. Yeah, same idea. I was thinking, I can put them up on the wall here. I have this giant picture frame, and I got about 80 cards up. Go, oh man, this is just not gonna work.
Yeah. No, I have 4 boxes full of Project 2020 cards. For a while, I thought I was rich. I thought I was gonna like buy a mansion or something with all those, and then
Your Cadillac's not packed
Yeah.
out. Your Cadillac's not parked outside.
Yeah, I know I have 5 of the Griffey Shores that I'm just like, all right. I'm never getting that $100 back. Walls.
Well, Cormalis Jr., how long have you been making baseball card art, and what inspired you to start?
Probably about the same as the rest of the guys, like around March when the COVID hit, and it seemed like Topps was like right around the same time, the project. And around then, I mean, literally just, it was pretty inspiring to actually see. I've been making baseball card art, but like not in the form of a card, you know what I mean? Like drawings that are baseball cards, paintings that are baseball cards, paintings inspired by baseball cards, but actually making them and crafting them since about March, April. Yeah, and it's crazy because, wow, all right, see, Topps Project 2020 kind of inspired me, but I've already been inspired. What's inspiring me now is the rest of these guys and how fast this little hobby's grown, the things people are doing. I don't know, man. The next thing is like hydraulics on a baseball card. You know what I mean? Like have your car, boom, boom. But I mean, that's just, we're just, it's getting crazy, and the ideas are like nuts. So like in right now, we're having a hard time finding the little cases that the Topps Project 2020 is coming in. So I have these lying around, and this is what I did with it. You see what I'm saying? Like,
Nice.
little thing you held your cards in. Now we have a little shadow box that's like, look.
Nice.
Awesome.
So it's inspiring the creativity. Everybody's kind of doing their own thing. And look, man, part of being an artist is stealing ideas, man. Like you can't think of everything. You know what I mean? You can't think of it all. So try things that you see somebody else is doing. There's nothing wrong with that. You know what I mean? It's the same as music. The same 3 chords have been written 5,000 times. You just got to try it yourself and have fun with it,
I think the correct term is inspired.
Yeah.
I know you can ask Josh about that. Somebody was inspired by his work and did something pretty similar.
Yeah, it was. Do you want me to go or?
Yeah, why not? Let's jump
Okay.
in here next.
Well, I'll touch on that because it's kind of, I don't want to, draw this thing out, but I got started in card well, sketch card art is what I do. Topps contacted me in 2019, late 2018, to work on their Topps museum collection. And then I jumped on their Topps gallery. So I was over the moon, tried it out, did 40 cards that first year, did 40 cards last year. I'm currently working on another 40 cards, hopefully for 2021 already. I'll have Topps Gallery 2021 coming at some point shortly after that. So this is like my time of just, that's why I haven't been posting a whole lot, because I can't post anything I work on, and I have to keep working on all this top stuff. So I have commission work that I can't get to right now on other things other than Topps cards. So like this is one of the ones that I still have from 2019. So I do all marker, colored pencil, and a little bit of acrylic. There's a shot of the back. I mean, we just sign her name, the player. This was a Derek Jeter that I have from last year. And then this one actually will be going to auction, I think, with Beckett is what I'm going to do for this one. So I freaking love them. I'm getting more and more detailed with them, which takes me more and more time. But yeah, I totally dig them. And then just to touch on that one little thing that popped up, there's somebody, some kid took took a couple of the gallery cards. So Topps Gallery is an all artist set. They do original pieces of artwork. They use that artwork for the base card prints of all the cards. So it's kind of an artist set for people who appreciate artist cards. And somebody took a couple of those cards, and he took my Mike Trout was the one that I saw, and he did his own card art on it. And it really kind of struck a nerve with some of the sketch card guys, because, and I have no problem talking to people about it. So I contacted the kid and just started talking to him. And I was like, look, like, I understand what you're doing. I totally dig what you're doing. I really like the stuff that he did, but I was like, you know, let Topps Gallery be our creative outlet and not yours. So, I mean, some people might not like that approach, but I told him, like, go ahead, do all the card art you want, man, but like, leave, like, this set is another artist doing the work. And he said that, you know, he was friends, he had mentioned he was friends with Blake Jameson, or he talked to him. And I said, what if you took one of Blake's cards that he did and did your own thing and then try to sell it? Because he was selling them online, and he was telling me he wasn't. And I'm like, dude, I'm looking at it right now. You're selling it for $90. And when I mentioned that, then he was like, okay, I kind of get your point. So, but I mean, I'm all for creative expression. I think a lot of the card art is, the Project 2020 definitely like sprung that into orbit, I guess. I mean, you see a lot of it. And there's some really cool stuff out there. But yeah, when I saw it doing it on my own artwork, I was like, dude, like, come on.
Fair enough.
Yep.
So I had one more question before we move on to the next guest, but did you ever finish your Mike Trout ball?
I did. I sold it.
Amazing.
Yeah, a guy asked me. I actually have 3 painted baseballs of Mike Trout that are on commission hold right now. And that one I had worked on. I've had it sitting for 2 years, and a guy wanted one, and I'm like, well, I have this one. And he's like, dude, I love it. So I finished it real quick, and it was out the door. So, yep. So that's actually my logo, or part of my kind of avatar. I keep using it, but yeah, he was thrilled. He loved it.
Awesome.
Mike Jamfi, how long have you been making baseball card art, and what inspired you to start?
Oh, I started, I think, I lost the feeling for time this year, but I think I started around 2015 or 16, I think 16 or 17. I started making my first steps in creating digital trading cards. And to be honest, I think I just started it because I was back in the hobby, and I was like, yeah, why not give it a try? Now I have the computer skills, I have the software and stuff, so let's do it. And back in the days, I studied graphic design, but actually I come from the analog part of creativity. I always loved to paint and to draw, but haven't done it for years now. And that was my way back into art. And I started taking some images and just putting some frames, and that was super cheap. And then somehow I found like some art of Tyson Beck because it's everywhere in the web. So I was totally hypnotized by that work, and I was like, how is that possible? How can you do something like that with Photoshop? I couldn't imagine how to do that stuff. And then I got into it, and then a friend of mine saw some of my cards, and he said, hey, it's very nice what you're doing. Why don't you create an Instagram account? So because otherwise those designs will never seen by anybody. And I was like, yeah, why not? Let's give it a try. And then I created an Instagram account, and then I watched all the other artists. And I saw Lee Olsen, for example, who's doing the designs for NBA 2K, the in-game designs, and I was super pumped by his work. Then I saw Chili Gross. She's doing amazing art with basketball. That's like a totally different kind of super intense color world of interpretation of sports at all. And I was like super pumped with her work. And then I was like, damn, how do they do that? And yeah, then I started working on it, and I was like kind of in a nerd mode and being in my little lab, kind of alone, not talking to anybody, and working day in and day out. And yeah, staying on it for years now, and building up my skills to a level where I can say this is kind of representing what I feel, and I feel good about it, because I think it took me like 2 or 3 years till I came on a level where I could say like this work is kind of matching my what I want to do. And yeah, it's a continuous journey, and it's always interesting to get some new impulses and kind of spinning the thoughts around certain ideas. I have so many ideas I wish I could create with 8 arms and 4 heads. But yeah, unfortunately, I'm super limited. And I think this is a feeling that a lot of artists always have. Like we tend to have our heads in so many directions, and having so many ideas at the same time. And sometimes it's like, it feels like fruits when they are mature, when you can eat them the best, you should eat them. But if you have like 10 certain fruits, you can only eat 2 or 3. And some of them get gory. So, or no, that's not the right word, but they are not fresh anymore. So it's the same with ideas. If you wait too long, it feels kind of old, even if it's maybe something that hasn't been there. But that's kind of the artist's dilemma, and kind of a challenge all the time. Like keep those ideas fresh, and keep the pulse and the spirit alive, and not let it rest for too long. Sometimes you can refresh it, sometimes you can't. So yeah.
Nice one.
Brilliant, Mike. Now, Jason Schwartz, you were already on the show during the October campaign, and we delved into your background as a card artist quite a bit. Do you want to quickly summarize for anyone who didn't see that one?
Yeah, sure thing. Thanks, John. So, for me, something I'd been doing was like making framed displays of my card collection. And this one time I ended up with an extra strip of glitter paper, basically. And it just happened to be the exact width of a baseball card. And so somehow the idea popped into my head. This was probably around last December. And I thought, you know what, I'm gonna grab a 1981 Fleer Dave Parker, trim off the border and see how it looks on the glitter. And I thought it would look dumb, but I was like, dude, this is my coolest card, right? And you know, and I'm kind of nerdy, you know, whatever. But I had a couple buddies over, and they were like, dude, that's a cool Dave Parker, right? And so I think what it really took was the pandemic. I made a Steve Garvey too. Shout out, it's his birthday today. But anyways, yeah, I think once the pandemic got going, you know, we all had extra time. I didn't have a commute to work anymore. And I ended up making a card from Wade Boggs's rookie card, and I put it online and thought I'd see if I could raise 10, 15, whatever dollars for the Negro Leagues Baseball Museum. So it's kind of full circle to what we're all here for now. And sure enough, $45. And then I thought, damn, maybe I could do more. And so that was early June. Definitely, you know, I mean, a lot of things influence you. So, I mean, if it had just been that Dave Parker in the picture frame or whatever, it might have been one or two cards. But Blake Jameson, F. Tyson Beck, 3 Project 2020 artists that I feel like we're really encouraging, even just to like independent, low talent people like myself, you know, to like say, dude, that's cool, keep doing it, you'll get better, you know. That's meant a lot. And then my buddies, some of you see his work all over the internet, Scott Hodges, fantastic artist, nicest guy in the world. And he was always a dude who'd be like, man, I really like what you did there, you know. And so yeah, it's funny now. We're about to hit $10,000 raised for charity from Heavy J Studios. So, yeah, it's been a crazy ride.
And he says low talent, but I mean, masterpiece.
From humble beginnings, my friend. I you know, I mean, I'm probably proof if there are people watching this that are like, dude, I like some of this stuff I'm seeing, but I'm not an artist. I wish I could do it. I'm just gonna say, man, anybody can cut out a rectangle and glue it on another rectangle. That's how I got my start. And I got to admit, like, I look at some of the stuff I've done and I'm like, that's actually super good, you know? But you know, the way to get there is to start and to practice and try and get better, look around and be inspired by other folks. And, you know, I'm living proof that you don't have to start out with any God-given talent.
I was going to say, you're at least mid-level talent.
Yeah.
Easily mid-level.
Completely agree, Dan. Easily, at least. Now we're going to go back to Santa Claus for another couple of giveaways, but I just want to point out once again, Jason was on the October campaign, as was Josh and as was Dan Brownfield over there.
Mike,
you want to see those, hit up Ball Caps and Bagpipes on YouTube. Every last one of them that we did is on there. More than half of them are on out in podcast form now. I've been very slowly trying to get through them all. Let's kick back to you, Santa Claus, and we'll do another couple of these giveaways.
That was the longest I've ever gone without giving a gift. Whew. Okay, next up, a custom 101 King Griffey Jr. baseball card art from Bill Cormalis Jr.
Nice.
Bill, you showed us this a little bit ago. It looks great.
Thank you.
You want to spin the wheel? You just say when.
How do I? When?
Magic.
So efficient, isn't it?
Jason Rothermond. Somebody writing that down?
I am.
Thank you.
Well done, Jason.
Congratulations, Jason.
Congrats, dude.
Because there weren't enough Jasons on this podcast.
That's my my second name. You know, I'm collecting all sorts of stuff now.
Nice.
So Santa Claus, how many more giveaways do we have for the show?
We got. Let's see here.
Well, let's do them all because we're an hour into the show now. We don't want to go too much longer here.
All right, let's get them done. Nick, you're up next.
Let's leave the last one until the end.
You can share the last. Okay, that works.
Great job, Nick. I like this.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
You know about the hat, isn't it, Nick?
One more time.
It's a shame about his hat.
Yeah.
There we go.
Barbier blue or Barbieri blue.
I believe that's Donna.
French or Italian.
Yes.
Congratulations to Barbieri blue.
Congrats.
So
Congratulations.
only one prize per person, and I think that she entered a couple of times. So
She's pretty good at, if it's who I think it is, her name's Donna, and she enters quite a bit of stuff there. She tags me a lot of stuff that Blake posts, so I can enter the contest as well.
This one here, I happen to have under the Christmas tree.
Is this Tad guy again, Santa? Do you know this guy? Are you guys working together?
He was on the naughty list for quite some time.
I knew it. I knew it.
Yes.
Wisconsin, I think.
Yes.
Wisconsin Northwoods Life.
Congratulations.
Yep. All right. Got that.
Congratulations,
Krista, if I'm not mistaken, by the way.
Krista.
Top-notch person.
Oops. We skipped ahead one. Oh,
We're going backwards.
so do you want to wait for the last one for Josh's?
Yeah, we'll do that at the very end.
But we're not far from the end here now, so
We have one more question, guys, very quickly. Let's just do a bit of show and tell. What have you created for the NLBMArt Holiday campaign? Or if you haven't created anything specific, what are you planning on doing for this phase? Am I getting the feedback again here?
you are getting feedback again.
What is happening here? Shush.
All right. Who are we asking first?
Let's go with Dan Bownfield. Dan Bownfield, what are you doing for the holiday phase of the campaign?
You know, I haven't made anything particular, but I will, I think I'm going to donate a portion of my sales in the month of December to NLBMArt. And let me see. So I'm selling packs, and what else do I have? I don't think I showed them. How do I guess I'll just hold it up. But I made some interesting cards. I made a fun slap shot
Amazing.
card. So I will commit to donating 42% of all my sales, just like Jackie Robinson would have liked, to NLBMArt. So you can go to my website. I think it's thirddanart.square.site. You can see it on my Instagram.
Amazing.
So that's what we got.
Fantastic. Thank you, Dan.
Nick Bernard, what are you working on?
So I'm working on the CC, just because, you know, when I thought about it, I wanted to try to hit home with this one. I'm a New Yorker. I'm a Yankee fan. But also, if anybody follows CC, he's a very, very big advocate for the Negro League. So I figured, you know, let's do a card where I'm going to represent, you know, the Yankees, but he also represents the Negro League. So it's a win-win. So this is the one that I have going right now. It's still not completed, but here we go. It's 1, 2, 3, 4 CC sitting on top of an actual CC Bowman. So that's the back of the card. So that's what we're working on right now. Still have to work on the back, sign it, date it, case it, and get it ready. But yeah, this will be up for sale on sportscutart.com. And like I mentioned earlier in the feed, proceeds are going to go, I'm going to do 50% proceeds. They're going to go to the Negro League Museum, and then as well as, because it's CC, his Pitch-In Foundation.
Marvelous.
Amazing, Nick.
Let's go Yankees.
Let's go Yankees.
Nick Jamfi,
28.
what are you working on, sir?
Yeah, I have been working on something. I think I blowed it in the wind at the beginning of the show, but I will show it again. So I have those. I don't know if you have me on the main screen right now.
Yep.
But I have those satchel page Negro League Baseball museum cards. They look like a little museum themselves, with all the little fragments of history in the back you can see. So yeah, I have 4 of those left. And I also have 4 of the Jackie Robinsons left.
Beautiful.
And yeah, this is the back side.
Cool.
And yeah, you can take part in the auctions on my Instagram profile. You just type in EMGE13, like MG13, and then there's those 2 cards are posted, and you can post your bids in the comments. And I think, yeah, I will keep that going till the end of the year and see if then there are still some cards available. And yeah, 2 have been sold already. Actually, I just wanted to let the auctions run for 1 week, but since, yeah, there was not that much population as I expected, I will take it for a little bit longer. And yeah, right now I'm working on a Josh Gibson trading card, and yeah, but it's nothing that I can show right now and that is finished or for public yet. But I'm working on one, and we'll see to get that limited to, and also like give at least 20, maybe 30% of the earnings to the Josh Gibson Foundation. And of course, 20% of the earnings, at least from those 2 cards, will go to the family and to the NLB Museum.
Awesome. And now at MG13 to keep up with the progress of that Josh Gibson on Instagram.
Pardon? Say it again.
Instagram at MG13 to keep up with the process of that, the progress of that Josh Gibson.
Of course, I will post the stuff as soon as it's made or finished for public. And yeah, of course, follow me and update all the updates, like stories and posts and stuff, so you get all the information you need.
Excellent. Bill Cormalis Jr., what are you working on for the holiday phase of the campaign?
So I came with a coloring book with it's a 20-page coloring book of all the Negro League stars. And I don't know if you can see this, or is it just a big bright screen?
Oh, can see it now.
Okay, so they're in print right now, so I don't have a physical copy, but that's what the cover looks like. And then you've got a bunch of the guys in there for you to color. So yeah, that's what I did. And 20% of the proceeds will go to the Negro League Baseball Museum.
Awesome, Bill. Where can people find you online?
So my website is billcormalisjr.com. If that's too many letters, go to @modernbaseballart and you'll find my link there to my website.
Brilliant, Bill. Jason from Heavy J Studios, what are you working on for the holiday campaign?
Yeah, right on. All right, let's see if y'all can see this. I got a little 1933 Gaudy style Josh Gibson glitter card. I've really been inspired to do a lot of work for the Josh Gibson Foundation. So doing a lot of Josh, 100% from every Josh card goes straight to the foundation. Sean Gibson's been a big supporter, and that's probably the bulk of my efforts. But I also want to just put the word out for the Buck Leonard Association, run by the family of Buck Leonard. I just got in touch with them, and they said green light. You know, I kind of don't want to put stuff out there with their name on it if they're not into it, but they've been fantastic. So I've started cranking out some cards for them. My whole website, heavyjstudios.com. If you go to the shop, I've got about 25 cards listed now. 100% from any one of those cards goes either to one of those groups I mentioned, or the Negro Leagues Baseball Museum, or just a couple other causes that I support. So there's a lot there.
heavyjstudios.com. Now, Jason, a lot of those records, they aren't ruthless anymore, but we'll get back to that in a moment. Josh Trout, what are you working on for the holiday phase of the campaign?
Like I mentioned before, I'm not working on anything particular, but when Tad reached out, I said what I had going on was all the top stuff. That's the reason why. But I said I still had prints that I did of Hank Aaron and Satchel Paige. There's one of the Hanks. So these will be hand signed, numbered. I have a certificate of authenticity that comes with them.
Very nice.
They're put in a nice sleeve with a backer board. I've all the ones that I've shipped, none of them have had any issues with shipping damage or anything like that. So that was a relief. So that's what I have available. And people can go to my Instagram, which is the letter J Trout Paintings. That's the same on Twitter. And then my artist page on Facebook is Josh Trout Paintings. And you can just message me and tell me you're interested, and I'll get you hooked up.
Amazing.
Guys, I think that's all we really have time for this evening. I think we've managed to cover everything. Santa Claus, I believe we have 2 giveaways still to go. There's a Dan Bounfield pack.
Correct.
Yep. Let's do those, and then we'll close up with the news from this past week that we want to quickly touch on before we finish off.
Okay, here we go. This guy's got a cool name. His name is Tad.
Not this guy again.
So many twins. Congratulations, Tad.
Tad Weisner of Spokane, Washington.
Nice. Congrats.
And we have one more.
We do have one more. And this is your choice of one of Josh's 2 prints. Your choice is Satchel Paige or Hank Aaron. Last spin, here we go. $61st Street Trading Cards.
Now, congratulations to those guys. Whoever represents 61st Street Trading Cards, please get in touch and let us know which of the Josh Trout prints you'd like. And that's yours. Congratulations.
Right.
There it is. Thank you, Vince.
So, guys, thank you so very, very much for joining us. Before we go, we don't have a This Day in Baseball history fact this time. However, this past week in baseball history, a pretty monumental moment in baseball history occurred. The Negro Leagues are largely considered major leagues now. We'll quickly go around everyone very, very quickly. How are you feeling about that? First off, Heavy J.
Fantastic. I am so happy for there aren't too many living players, but for the families of the players, I think the recognition means a great deal. And I know just following Sean Gibson, what it means to him and the Gibson family and the foundation. So I love it. I'm a big fan.
Right. Josh, how are you feeling about the Negro Leagues finally being regarded as major league?
Yeah, I copy basically what Jason said. I think it's long overdue, so I think it's great. Thumbs up, man.
It's awesome. Mike Jamfi, how are you feeling about the Negro Leagues finally being regarded as major leagues that they always were?
Yeah, I'm also feeling pretty the same, and I also have to say, like, I'm pretty humbled to be part of this. The families have been so inviting and welcoming, and they are pretty humble, and they appreciate the work we put in. And I love the vision that I think we all more or less share about where we can take it from here with this. Yeah, with this whole, I want to call it a movement, with this whole kind of movement. And it has been long overdue, absolutely. And yeah, it's beautiful. And also thank you for having me on your show. I really appreciate that. Enjoyed the time with you guys.
Yeah.
Wonderful people. And yeah, that's quite it.
Awesome, man. It's been a pleasure having you on. And thank
Very
you for
much.
joining us. Nick Bernard, how are you feeling about the Negro Leagues becoming what they always were, their major league now?
About time, right? And you know, that's a good sign because progress is power.
Yes.
Anything that we can move forward, take a step forward, is better than taking any step backwards. So it's definitely about time and well deserved, 100%.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Bill Cormalis Jr., how are you feeling about the Negro Leagues finally becoming major?
It's really good. I personally have been advocating Negro Leagues for about 10 years through my artwork and showing it publicly. And that's just 10 years. There's a lot of time before that. And it really started with Ted Williams in 1964 in his Hall of Fame speech, actually promoting the Negro Leagues and saying that those guys like Satchel Paige and Josh Gibson should be made symbols of that league. And then it literally took 7 more years before they started putting them in the Hall of Fame. So to have those stats and things be recognized as the same, it should have been that way all along. So for me, it's I kind of have a chip on my shoulder about it, but at the same time, like Nick said, progress is power. You know what I'm saying? So it starts here, and hopefully things won't get this way ever again.
Yeah, I completely agree with you there, Bill. Now, Santa Claus, unlike all the rest of us on this show, you've been here for all your 1700 years old.
Yes.
How do you feel, Santa, about the Negro Leagues finally becoming major leagues?
Well, I'll say this. It's not enough to keep Major League Baseball off the naughty list. But
Great answer, Santa.
I love that.
Guys, thank you so very much again for joining us. Heavy J, always a pleasure. Josh, again, always a pleasure. Thank you. Santa Claus, I know you're very busy this time of year, so we appreciate you taking some time to join us. Mike, I mean, it's about 1:30 in the morning where you are, so we appreciate you toughing it out with us. Thank you so much for joining us. It's been a pleasure having you on. Nick, thank you so much for joining us. It would be great to have you back on sometime, even if just to annoy Jason with Yankee chat for an hour. Bill Cormalis Jr., thank you as well for joining us, especially for your excellent answer there to that last question. I really appreciated that as well. I think we've lost Dan Bounfield. I think he's been on the move all night. I think he's finally run out of road.
So anyways, I wanted to thank everyone for your artwork. It's always inspirational, and just wanted to say that you guys inspired me. So I've been doing some card art. So last week with our guests, I said I'd make them some card art. So Heavy J, yours is on the way. Yours has already been sent, so hopefully it's soon. Tad, yours is on the way as well, and so is Dan's. But I was going to show off what I did for this week. So Eric Kittleberg wanted a Reds card, so I gave him a Rob Diddle.
Nice.
Andy Brown wanted a Barry Bonds card, so I got that Barry Bonds there.
Yeah. That's dope.
What's his name? Mike wanted Mark McGuire.
Dude, you're gonna put it.
Anika wanted a Giants card, so she got Kevin Mitchell.
Dude, sick.
And
dude.
Josh, I made
Like
yours this morning, and there's your card, Josh. You're Bo Jackson.
Yeah.
So I'll get your address for you later. And Nick and Bill, and I know what cards I'm gonna make for you guys. I'll get your address off screen, and I'll send you some time. So just want to thank you guys for inspiring me to do something myself.
Well
Bubba,
done.
Bubba, I happen to know from an old list that Anika's favorite player was JT Snow.
Unfortunately, I didn't have a JT Snow card. I have one on the way, but I had to make something for her.
You mean she wasn't covered in snow after all?
No, that was it. Yeah,
JT Snow, she was trying to say.
that's what she was trying to say. She was having technical issues last week, and we heard
Yeah.
snow, and she was dressed very warm, so we assumed that it was the snow there. But no, JT Snow is her favorite player.
I think that about wraps it up. We've gone about a half hour longer than we had intended to, but it's been a pleasure, guys. Thank you so much for joining us once again. We'll be back next Tuesday, Jason, with I think Tad's going to be back with us. Don't know exactly what the theme of next week's show is going to be just yet. One thing I do know is that there's a very, very special birthday next Tuesday, so we'll have to celebrate that. Thank you again to everyone who has tuned in for the show this week, and we'll be back next Tuesday night from 11 p.m. UK time.
Thanks for having me, guys. Happy holidays, everybody.
All right, man. Happy holidays,
Merry
you guys.
Christmas and happy holidays, and
Buddy.
happy whatever you celebrate. Have a great new year, and above all else, in these days, stay safe, guys. We'll have to do this again sometime.
Stay
Take
safe.
care, everybody.
Later, guys.
Bye, guys.
Thank you. Blessings.